Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2021 OS World Cup. I am Doland and I'll be joined by Demarsh for Russia versus China. How you doing?
Dude, I am so excited. I cannot wait. This is going to be an epic match. We've got, the best Russian players, the best Chinese players coming in. There's been a lot of substitutions from the China roster, but they have put together a very decent roster that I think is going to be insane. I'm really excited to see how these guys perform in the bracket stage.
Yeah, definitely kind of a stacked match for a round of 32, but these two teams being paired up against each other coming out of the qualifier. And they will do battle here. Some big names coming out here. Russia have always been chasing greatness. They've reached finals week a few times. They are looking for more. And China, obviously, a lot of new blood as we can see on the screen, with a few players we may know.
Yeah, of course, the biggest names that have dropped out, obviously Crystal, who is so well known as one of, if not the best Chinese player. You also have GGGBY stepping down as well, but you've got some very strong players, QQQY, I've casted for before, and is incredibly strong aim player. I think this team, while probably not the best all round, definitely has its maps that Russia need to be careful of.
Absolutely.
I'm curious about this band stage as well.
Yeah, if the last match taught us anything, it's never to count out the underseeded teams in the matchups, especially on the first map pool of the tournament. Singapore giving the UK a little bit of trouble, but the UK getting it done 5-3 earlier, if you just missed that one.
No, a fantastic match that was. I think most people were expecting a bit more of a one-sided affair with the UK, but they pulled through. They was close, but they did it.
And you also got to factor in nerves. It's the first match of OWC opening weekend. There's a lot of hype around it, a lot of nerves, so we're going to be seeing a lot more misses than we're used to as these players kind of settle in to OWC.
Yeah. And as well, this Russia side, I think the strength with this Russian team this year is that their all-round consistency on a wide range of stuff is just so scary. Whether it be Hard Rock, Hidden, NoMod, or DT, or even FreeMod for that matter, they will have a four-person lineup, but it'll be tough to beat. So you can see, China banning out that NoMod 2 is very understandable. I think they had some struggles with that in the qualifiers. They had some good players from Genshinphobia and QQQY. Oh, sorry, LOL 233. But the other two, QQQY and Jostar, they struggled a bit with NoMod 2, so it's understandable they ban it here.
Mm-hmm. And Russia are definitely a team that has strong fundamental base. So understandable ban there. Russia banning out Hidden 2, and they're going to open this match with NoMod 5.
Yeah, Hidden 2 is a really sensible ban from Russia. China had I think they had two 700k scores and two 600s on Hidden 2, which was really impressive for the weekend. It was one of the best scores overall, so in comparison, not to say Russia played bad on it, they just don't have the four-man roster that China have on that map, so it makes sense to get rid of it. But this is another really good map for Russia here.
Right.
Sort of NoMod 5 it's just that raw speed. It's 240 BPM, so if you're able to tap 240, you should have no issues with this map whatsoever. Not a lot of finger control, very standard NoMod 5 speed map.
Well, let's see who's warmed up on speed here. The start command coming in from the official to start this match. Russia are going to go with Apostol, Aoi Kiseki, Red Pixel, and MrFuture. China sending in Genshinphobia, Burger Fox, QQQY, and Jostar. And there we go. The match is underway now. A very short map, just under 2 minutes, so got to keep an eye out for even those early misses. They could be a factor.
Yeah, so far a little bit of a slightly better start for Russia as Pack drops early on, but this is where we really sort of get into this match. You see the speed coming in these bursts, 240. You know, everyone looking relatively comfortable on this.
Yeah, it's just a slight lead for Russia here based on accuracy. QQQY is going to be the first drop here from China, further extending the lead for Russia.
Yeah, early break. This isn't a long map. It's just under 2 minutes. So that is quite a significant break for China.
Yeah.
But
Red Pixel and MrFuture are looking so comfortable on this along with Apostol. That miss though.
Yeah.
Unfortunate break there right at the halfway mark from Jostar. That is going to score cap him pretty hard. And that is going to further put the advantage with Russia here. And I don't know if there's much China can do but hope for an absolute meltdown here from Russia.
No, yeah, Red Pixel holding that SS for his team, putting in the work, but all of them just holding those combos. Good accuracy. Out Kiseki on the lowest at 98. But, oh, it does find a drop as long.
Double miss.
Possible.
Still MrFuture and Red Pixel still holding on strong. MrFuture, he's going to drop. Only Red Pixel now. Only 1 FC remaining for Russia. There is time here, potentially for China. That score bar is flying back rapidly. I don't know if there's enough time. Actually, it's going to be very close.
Oh, it's moving.
China are pulling it back.
Enough?
Do they have enough? Jostar will miss at the end. And it's close, but Russia will hang on by the skin of their teeth. 9K, the margin, and they will barely escape with their opening pick. Oh, take it and run, Russia. My lord.
That break from Jostar is what decided that. If he had held on and not missed, you know, if he not slider broke right there, they would have taken that because he had a decent combo going.
Wow, it just goes to show you anything can happen in OWC. The map looked all but over, but we said they needed a meltdown from Russia, and they got it. So close.
Man, that is a fantastic opening first play from both teams, Russia and China. You know, Red Pixel putting in the work there. Wasn't able to hold the SS, but, you know, pulling in that massive score definitely helped. But it was that triple break from Russia that really shook things up. China had a very good recovery. They still managed to hold on to those 2 full combos, but just wasn't quite enough with that second break from Joseph.
It was literally the perfect timing for China when Russia had that triple break. They had combos and they were ready to attack and almost overturn the deficit. But now China, they're going to have to find another way to get on the board here with their opening pick.
Yeah, they really have to. I'll have to think carefully about this. I know that they've probably got a decent hard rock lineup. Russia also have a good hard rock lineup as well, so it's really probably going to come down to consistency on these lower star ratings. But NoMod 1 should be a good option for them, but whether they'll pick it earlier or later, I don't know.
Yeah, it can be a little bit risky just because it is NoMod 1, and typically most teams are going to be able to have a roster for a map like that, but looks like they're going to go with NoMod 4 here, so they're going to feel him out more here.
Yeah, NoMod 4, interesting choice. You know, so it's a tech map. It's very different from the sort of qualifier NoMod 4 that we had. You know, there's a greater sort of focus on the sliders on this in comparison. There are some nasty slider ticks on some of these slider velocities that people have got to watch out for. But I suppose the advantage with NoMod 4 being just vastly different between this and the qualifiers is that it can present a bit of an unknown. You know, you're testing different skill sets, so it might work to China's benefit.
Yeah, it's also just a good idea to test as many skill sets as you possibly can early in the match so you can scout your opponents better for the later rounds. Could be what China's doing here. But also another very short map, 2 minutes, 13 seconds.
Yeah, both teams wanting to start off with these shorter maps. Not really wanting to test too much consistency early on, which probably is a wise decision. You know, with these longer combo maps, early breaks and mid breaks can be disastrous because you can have some really one-sided carries on maps like that. So
yeah, but as we've seen, misses are definitely more impactful on these short maps, as we've seen the comebacks almost happen right before our eyes.
Yeah.
So China opening things up here with this NoMod 4 pick. Not too many substitutions across the board. Lol233 coming in for China, as well as Talala on the side of Russia.
So far, Russia off to the much more solid start.
Yeah, much better accuracy from Russia at the start. Leva, though, is going to find the first drop very early. So that accuracy actually might pad that for now and keep Russia ahead. Lala is going to drop. Leva will trade it.
Yeah, and everyone else still holding quite strong, but it looks like Russia's still holding that slight accuracy advantage. I'm a Burger Fox seems to be struggling a bit, only managing a just below 94, gone up to 95 now.
Ooh, 3 misses there. Double miss from China. That was Cuckoo QY and Genshin. The sliders are nasty. Leva is struggling quite a bit though, but unfortunately it's 2 misses on China to 1 on Russia, so Russia are now starting to run away with it, and we're near the halfway point. Talala is going to drop though, so that'll slow things down just a bit at the break.
Yeah, Burger Fox, there's the only one on China holding a full combo, and it's not a very high accuracy in comparison to Red Pixel and Kiseki. Lolol is recovering. He's brought a nice supporting combo, which might help a little bit, but I think China need to hold all the way through and pray for another break coming in from Russia to have a chance at this point.
Yeah, they just might need a miss or 2 here. Maybe even just 1 miss from one of their bigger combos, but Cuckoo QY is going to go down, and Russia's looking comfortable here heading into the last Ki.
Yeah, it's all Red Pixel. There goes out Kiseki though.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's on Red Pixel and Leva right now for Russia. If Red Pixel goes, this could flip, but China not going to be able to do it, it looks like. Once again, they mount a comeback. Burger Fox and Leva will trade at the end, and Russia will take the 2-0 lead.
Again, though, another close point. That wasn't really decisive. Obviously Red Pixel coming in clutch for his team. Once again, he is really the star player of the Russian team. He's always so consistent, which is great for, just for your team comp. But again, China, they're looking dangerous. They seem to struggle very early on, but their recovery is fantastic. And Russia have got to be careful. Can't afford those late breaks.
Yeah, China definitely giving them a run for their money. It is going to be Double Time 2 coming out next.
Again, a beautiful classic L-tier map. This is all again, another speed focus map, similar to sort of NoMod 5. There's no real massive spacing on the notes here. So these streams and bursts, it's all about, can you tap 248 BPM? And it's very, very standard, but can prove tricky. A very solid pick for Russia, I think.
You do see a couple of substitutions coming in here. Future back in, Apostol also back in for Russia. How many changes for China? I believe Jostar is back in.
Yeah, Joseph's back in. I'm fairly sure that they're sticking with the rest of the lineup. Lolol and Genshin staying in from the previous map, but
yep, so just 2 subs for Russia, 1 for China. And boy, Red Pixel so far putting in some work. Doomsday said it in chat earlier. So far, it's the Red Pixel difference, and that is reflecting that 2-0 scoreline right now.
I'll tell you what it is. It's because he's on the red team. That's what it is. He gets that red team buff. It's Red Pixel, Team Red. It's a fact.
If they got #1 seed in the qualifiers, it would have been red team every time.
Oh, if only.
In the winners bracket, my goodness. The things he could have done. Here we go, on to the first double time pick of the match. Although NoMod 5 was, in some ways, a speed warm-up, it's not quite this. Early miss coming out from Lala on the side of China. Russia with just better accuracy and more FCs now, commanding early advantage.
Fox also finding a break. It looks like they're actually struggling to adjust to this map more than anything. There's Joseph off to a flying start for China. In comparison, his teammates aren't holding up as another break from Lolo finds its way in.
Lolo is struggling right now. Burger Fox on the 1 miss. So far, all of their 6 players are holding FCs a third of the way through. Map's not over just yet, but right now Russia looking very good right now. We have seen China, though. They have stalled out in the early half of maps, but rallied in the latter halves.
Yeah, Russia Fox kind of a nice recovery, though.
Yeah, Russia have kind of done the opposite. They've jumped out to big leads and then kind of fallen apart the second half. But this lead is much bigger than the others.
This is such a comfortable play from Russia, but there goes Lever Russian, the first one to drop. But he's still holding 99% accuracy. That is doing so much work for his team. They all hold 99.
And the lead is over 400,000 points right now. China are going to need Russia to start literally falling apart for much of the rest of the map in order to take this point.
Approaching that last quarter, they're still holding strong with 4 99s. Lever Russian breaking again, but he's the only one. As long as these 3 hold, they've got no issues.
Man, look at this. It's 3 FCs to 2. But China had good supporting combos there for a while. Just Russia is not budging aside from Leva. MrFuture finally will give up the second FC. The Red Pixel and Apostol putting in massive work here, along with MrFuture. Joseph, Jostar, and Cuckoo QY just unfortunately didn't have the reinforcements they needed. Russia looking strong.
Yeah, again, the difference in comfort. 4 million team score on that. Incredible. Coming out from Russia. Red Pixel once again. What can you say? It's a Red Pixel day. Apostol also coming in clutch as well.
Yeah, Red Pixel, Apostol, and MrFuture really playing well. MrFuture's also played well on a few of the maps, not quite getting the FCs, but getting massive combos, which, I mean, obviously contributes to help putting points on the board. But Red Pixel is having an absolute field day on this map pool.
Yeah, China in a bit of a rough position now. 3 points in, they've not managed to pick one up. This next map pick could be their last if they're not careful. I know this is a very strong aim team, but they tested out the NoMod 1, but I think maybe they need to pull out something aim focused. I'm looking at that NoMod 1 thinking maybe it's time, maybe they want to risk saving it, but if it were me, I would go with that NoMod 1.
Yeah, this is going to be a very crucial point, because if China fail to take this, they will be down 4-0 on match point. Russia's pick, not the situation you want to be in.
As well, Russia have that tendency to break at the worst possible times later on in those maps, which could play very well into NoMod 1, and the history NoMod 1s tend to have with mid-map breaks. But we'll see what they come up with.
So China's still on the clock. They're going to go with free mod 2. And I think this is actually a really interesting decision here. Going with free mod, allowing for the flexibility of mods across the roster. It's a little bit of a gamble.
It is a bit of a gamble, but they do have those particularly strong players. I think of Genshinphobia probably going on Hard Rock for this. Probably having possibly Garden coming in to do hidden. I'm trying to think who else would be very strong sort of hidden wise. Again, there's a lot of this roster would be very good on this. QQQY would be very strong on a hidden map like this. I guess it's going to come down to who wants to do what, but you need to have 2 mods from players as well as unique mods. So we might see quite a few NoMods coming in there just to make sure that the consistency's there for both teams, really.
I would not be surprised from China if we saw double NoMod. Single NoMod would be a little risky, but I could still see them going with just one NoMod play if they want to try to go for that score advantage. This is kind of a do-or-die situation for them in this match, so we'll have to see what they go with. But plenty of substitutions coming in. Stripe 36 checking in. First play of the match. As well as PIVKA.
Yeah, PIVKA an interesting choice here. Could go hidden or hard rock. Very, very solid all-rounder across the PIVKA. So it's hard to know quite what the strategy is. I mean, maybe Russia are over-modding here? It's definitely possible, looking at this lineup.
It's definitely possible, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, just considering the situation. I think they know this is a pretty important point, that if they take this, they're going to be in a really good position. And no overmods at all from either team. Both team wanting to play it as safe as possible. Red Pixel and Genshinphobia will be the hidden players. MrFuture and Strife will be the hard rock players. Everyone else on NoMod.
Yeah, again, Strife, someone who pretty much just came in mostly to do those hard rock maps in the qualifiers. So it's understandable why he's coming here to be the sort of hard rock carry that they need.
Early miss coming out of Red Pixel, but nothing to worry about, just a very early miss. Oh, but that's another one from Red Pixel, and now that might be something to worry about.
Yeah, the second one, a bit more significant.
It's going to put China in front for now. Already quarter the way through. And it could just be that adjustment from going to some speed into hidden.
Yeah, it is 200 BPM, so the BPM adjustment shouldn't be too massive. But I suppose he's going to hidden a different type of reading altogether. So far, everyone else holding really good, solid FCs.
Yeah, halfway through, and again, aside from those early breaks from Red Pixel, there's no one else missing. It just looks to be a slight AC advantage for China. Lowest accuracy is Strife, but again, oh, and Strife does go down right as I say that. That is going to be a problem. That's the Hard Rock FC down for China. Russia's going to start to pull this one back to the front of the map, and there goes Burger Fox as well.
That is huge. That is huge. Losing one of your NoMods is massive for this team score. And look, it just flips instantly. And the accuracy's coming out from Russia once again. Absolutely solid.
Into the final quarter here, and Russia are checking out. China are going to need something to happen. Something good to happen. Unfortunately, that miss from Strife is not what they needed. Look at that, 3-way FCs coming out of Russia. Red Pixel has not missed since the second drop.
That again, Genshinphobia and QQQY, they're getting those FCs, but unfortunately their teammates not able to join them. And Russia, match point.
That is 4-0 Russia. One more to secure it, and they have the pick.
That is a crazy good play from MrFuture there. He's the only one on his team who got a perfect full combo with Hard Rock, which is pretty nuts on a map like that. Highest score in the lobby, I believe, as well. So he is the standout player on that free mod too.
Yeah, the only player that also got above 1 million was Genshin, a hidden player for China. So an outstanding score for MrFuture. Now we'll see where Russia go, and they're going to go with DT3, so sticking with the theme of speed, going into the half-slashed map.
Yeah, this half-slash map, I think this map is really brutal and tricky, but others seem to disagree with me. But it's very finger control heavy. But you know, it's Toho, so what do you expect? Space bursts mixed in, you know, there's triples, there's doubles. There is a bit of an aim element to this as well, which can be tricky when you combine that with the finger control. So I think this is a very difficult map, but Russia seems to be very confident on DT right now.
Yeah, Russia have just looked good on all things speed. The NoMod 5 speed-oriented pick, all the double times. MrFuture getting that brilliant FC on Hard Rock. I mean, Russia have just showed up today big. China was contesting those early picks in the match, but since then it has been all Russia.
Yeah, I think the thing I worry about for China on this is that in comparison to Russia, Russia's acts have just been overall much higher. And on a finger control map where accuracy is just so vital, it might pose some problems for them. So again, there is that aim element which possibly benefits them as well. So it's an uphill battle for China, but I wouldn't count them out of this one just yet.
They are going to need 5 in a row to remain in the winner's bracket. Another short map, about 2 minutes. But a good start here for China, aside from the miss from Lol. I mean, everyone else is holding pretty good accuracy. You see that Owie MrFuture kind of had some rough starts there for Russia. Oh, and they both miss! So now China is going to be taking over that lead quite comfortably if they can hold combos.
Yeah, they're on hopefully very good form to keep this going. Like it was mentioned, very short map, so those breaks, right as we went into those breaks, it's quite significant. Jostar does find a break as well, though. So it's going to even things out a little bit.
And unfortunately for him, he's going to get score capped pretty hard by that miss. That was near the halfway mark. Genshinphobia is going to miss right at the halfway mark. That's going to score cap 2 of China's players. Russia now firmly in control.
We saw the score margin just flipped from one side to the other instantly with that break from Genshinphobia. And going into this last quarter of the map, you know, Russia, they are there. They hit this slider. No breaks going into it. I think Russia are going to bring this one home. 200,000 score gap. They're all going to have to miss, I think, for China to pull this back at this point.
It is Red Pixel and Apostol right now, but Apostol is going to find a break. Only Red Pixel remaining, but there's still so much lead built up for Russia into the last sections here. It is going to be over. Russia are going to take this one 5-0, a clean sweep for them. China, unfortunately, nothing they can do. They really contested several of those maps. It's a very deceptive looking 5-0. But Russia, the better team today, they take the win.
Yeah, I think Russia played into the fact that they are very strong on the speed elements of this pool, and they just played that against China. And there wasn't a lot they could do. They didn't have the 4-man roster that they needed to compete with Russia, but it was, like you said, a very good game. Those early points, very closely contested, but it just wasn't quite enough.
And there are your winners. The Russian Federation. They'll be advancing in the winners bracket to the round of 16 next week.
Yeah, but it's not over for China. I feel like they could give this losers bracket a good run, as they do drop down into the losers bracket. So it's not the last we'll see of them, and I'm hoping they'll show us some even more amazing moments next week.
Yeah, they will have a second chance in that losers bracket. You can check the bracket to find out who's playing who at the end of the weekend. But that is going to do it for now. I believe we're going to have a short break before going into our next match, which is going to be, I believe, Brazil and Philippines.